to talk. Hola,
No,
hola,
not yet.
hola.
Not
Oh, I'm
yet.
sorry.
We
All right,
good.
not
Go
yet.
ahead. We
Okay.
live. We live. We live. Go
Like,
ahead.
yeah. Hello, 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 Diva. You come on now.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Hey, what's up, family? Well, you know how it is, man. This is your brother, Chief-Kalinago, man. We here with the God, you know what I'm saying, Divaa Lyri. As you know, we here to drop that information. So I'm gonna say hi. I'm gonna say greetings to all, you know what I'm saying? I already told her about this hello stuff. She's gonna get it. Don't worry about it. She's gonna
Oh,
get it.
oh, what? Well, tell me, what's the hello stuff?
We ain't sending
Hell is
nobody to
low.
hell, and we ain't
Hell
keeping
is low.
nobody low. All right?
Greetings,
There you go.
greetings,
All right.
greetings. Diva, how's that? That's good.
That's beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Hold on, wait a minute. I got to do this. Go ahead and talk while I do
All
this. I
right, no
got to
doubt,
find.
no doubt. All right, so family man, we have a great deal for y'all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of great information that's gonna come in through this feed. First off, want to give thanks to the great spirit, giving thanks to our ancestors, you know what I'm saying? Always honoring the universal source, and we continue to ask that our ancestors, use us as vessels, to uplift our fellow men and women, you know what I mean? And we all could come together, in love and unity. You know what I'm saying? So this is pretty much what all this is about. We got a lot of great information for you guys while you know, Divaa Lyri is getting, some of her information together. You know what I mean? But we gonna, like I said, we're gonna build. So greetings to all wherever you're at. Do me a favor, please, please, please. Take the link, share the link, share the link, share the link, share the link. Let's do this, man. We are living in a beautiful time. You know what I'm saying? This is not a recession. You know what I'm saying? This is about elevation. You know what I mean? So I tell people, don't worry about the new world order. This is our world order. All right. We are the ones making the decision. We are the world. We are the universe. And our reality comes from the affirmations that we put out there. You see what I'm saying? So let us not allow any circumstances to determine what our lives are going to be like. All right. If you know that you are truly a deity, if you truly know that you are an almighty, we're going to use the word God here for a lack of better term. If you truly know that you are God, then you know that your words have power. All right. The power of life and death is in the tongue. So let us not feed into all the propaganda, the negativity, the fear tactic. I mean, literally today alone, I had about 40 inboxes of the same video. Oh, well, they're doing this with the vaccination. Man, listen, I don't need this kind of videos. You know what I mean? People perish for the lack of knowledge. I'm good. I ain't take no vaccinations. I ain't taking none. And nobody could force me to take none. Go ahead, sis, do your thing.
That's right, brother. Yes, I want to give thanks to the spirits that are always watching us and
Mhm.
always watching over us. And you spirits out there who are really doing your job to spread the positivity. I love y'all. I appreciate you all. And Chief
Yes.
Kalinago, thank you so much, brother, for sharing your platform and giving me the opportunity to be here and speak. I appreciate it so much.
Well, once again, like I told you before, this is our platform. You know what I'm saying? So the only you I'm going to accept in platform is our. Okay?
Okay, I
Oh,
see.
you
I
are.
see.
That's the only time that you come in. It's yours.
Thank you for keeping our platform up, brother. So
No doubt.
let me talk about this because I want to talk about today what I had wanted to get out, and you've seen me put some posts up about it. And this is about a vision that has been given to me about what has been left out of the Bible. Now, I'm going to talk about some esoteric information that we have just been that has been not been revealed to us, and so we're going to go into this thing and understand how we can rewrite some things. Now, those of us who know law know that we can rewrite contracts. All right, we understand that everything in law that they talk about it deals with nature. All right. And so I need to just get on how I came to this, I guess, epiphany and what it is that we need to do to help ourselves rise in this time that is not being spoken of. All right. So now, as I was, I'm in the grass one day, I'm sitting there, the sun's shining, and I had my feet, I'm grounding because all of this mess was going on around us. And I had to understand something. One of the things, I was talking to a sister, one of my sisters who's real strong with her biblical knowledge. She's strong in law. She knows law, and she understands the universal laws, which are most important. Universal laws. All right. This deals with whatever energy you put out must come back. Those are the highest of laws. And so we were having a discussion, and I said to her, I said, I don't want to speak what I know of these scriptures because I don't want to give it power. That's what I said. I don't want to give it power. And the thing is, because we had been talking about how, you place the blood on your over your door so that the spiritual entities know that you're in quote unquote compliance. And I just remember, I said, I don't want to give these words power. And I remember her saying to me, yeah, because the Bible is a contract. And I thought, and that's when it hit me. Yes, a contract. That means a contract can be rewritten. Mm-hmm. Contracts, yes, the Bible is a contract. Contracts can be rewritten. And she, this is my sister. She's very strong spiritually, but she also has this, she's Seventh-day Adventist. So she's got that religious side to her too. And she's like, well, wait, she gave me a pushback. And I love this because at this point, we were iron sharpening iron, excuse me, so it was like, okay, if that's the case, she says to me, but only person who can rewrite a contract is the executor. So those of us who know contract law, we know there's the executor, mm-hmm. the beneficiary, and the trustee. Mm-hmm. All right. Now we are the beneficiaries in these vessels, mm-hmm. but at the same time, we are also the guides. Why? Because we are our ancestors. Absolutely. And that's one of the things I had to get out to her. We are our ancestors. Mm-hmm. So we have the ability to rewrite this contract. Well, what am I talking about? One of the things that we're not understanding is that this Bible, yes, it's a contract. It is a trust. It is a covenant. It is enchanted. And we have come up to this understanding that we have to be under this enchantment when we have the right to write our own contracts. Mm-hmm. So now let's understand how this works, because we understand that just as the Bible is saying, all of these scriptures are saying, when you speak it, so yep. shall it be. Indeed. Now, we also know that when you put something on public record, it becomes what? Law. It becomes a law. Yep. It's a law. And so the thing was, then we need to write our own scriptures. Mm-hmm. And we need to put them on public record. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the things I was working on is called the UNA Republic. And this is where, everybody would be able to come on because, we were getting blocked by a lot of these counties or whatever. And that would give people the opportunity to come on and post their, their UCCs and their declarations, and they'd be online and on public record. Unfortunately, all kind of spiritual things are happening. And computers are all kind of messed up. So we won't even get into that. But I'm encouraging everybody to write their scripture and put it on your platform, because this is public record. Mm-hmm. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, what's that other one? Twitter. It's all public record. Mm-hmm. Write your testament, because let's understand what testament is. This is a test of the mind. Test mm-hmm. equal challenge, a meaning of, mint meaning mind. This is a test of the mind. Mm-hmm. Where is your mind? Because right now, I'm telling you, this is the fourth dimension. We headed into the fifth, but this is the fourth. And everything that you putting up here is manifesting like wildfire. There are portals opening. Whatever you're thinking here is manifesting like wildfire. And there are people who are feeding you all of this erroneous garbage to keep you coming back and cycling back into this dimension with fear. Mm-hmm. What are you putting up here? So that's where we are, and where I'm encouraging people to do. Now, once you get those, put them on public record, you have to live them. They have to be here, because everything you think, see, let me tell you, I had a brother ask me one time, he's like, Diva, are you psychic? I was like, yes. And I had to tell him it's due to the knowledge of the universal laws. But imagine if I was to get on even better with astrology and numerology, you don't have to talk to me. I know who you are when you walk up to me, because I'm going to understand your vessels. I'm going to understand vibrations. So then he starts talking to me about a dream he had. Oh, the dream, I had this and that, and this what happened. I was like, okay, now with dream world, the dream world is the real world. I'm going to say it again. The dream world is the real world. So I don't have any knowledge about that because there are no laws there. There are no laws in the dream world. See, this is the sleeping world right here. This is the dream right here. Because this world is all vibrations and frequencies. It's numbers. So it has rules. It has laws. And somebody wrote the rules and the laws of this, and then we're under an enchanted contract that we are stuck in because we continue to fear and we don't have knowledge of those esoteric things that are going on. So one of the things I had to help them understand, what's in your mind, this is the real world. So if you want to manifest, you got to put it up here first. This is where it begins. And so we've got people feeding us all of these negative seeds in our mind, and we're thinking this and we're afraid of that, and we don't stop to write. First of all, to think properly. Then we don't speak the right words. We're speaking the wrong words, because everything we're speaking is a contract. So shall you speak it, so shall it be. The contract. And then you writing things, and then you're sending other things. What are you putting up here? And so all of you all who are listening to this, they're helping you to manifest this ignorance. So what I'm saying is we've got to write it down and make it law. So shall it be. Because a lot of people don't want to call themselves gods and all that. Well, I am of God. And what the Bible say? And then they want to tell me about Jesus Christ. What? Ain't that the same character said, ye are gods? Yeah. They said it in the Old Testament and the New Testament. They try to tell you, you're not listening. Every time you're speaking and you're opening your mouth, you are constantly creating laws. So all of the hell that's going on in your life, you thinking it's somebody else, you doing it.
Absolutely.
So that's where I am. We've got to write your testament, make it a law, and so shall it be. That's all I had to say.
All right. Hey, and that's beautiful. And just to, again, just to reiterate what you're saying and to, to confirm and put a stamp on it, is to know that, like I always tell folks, when we think of, you have to know that you are the artist, right? We are artists. And what artists do, artists create this perfect picture painting. Like now, if we go to the beginning, you would see that in the beginning, right? In the beginning, the earth was filled with void. Now, what is the color of void? Void has a color, and the color of void is white. And therefore, you are an artist, and that's why they call it the cosmos. What's another word for cosmos? Another word for cosmos is cosmetic. What is another word for cosmetic? Is makeup. So therefore, you are the artist using the makeup to create the universe. So therefore, we created this, and it all came from what? Memento. And once again, the New Testament doesn't necessarily mean, because I hear a lot of people say, well, the allegorical Jesus was contradicting what was in the Old Testament. No, he wasn't. All he was saying was just to renew your mind. That's all the New Testament is. It's a test and wheel of your mind. So therefore, he was always being tested. You see what I'm saying? So pretty much when you truly get an understanding of what the book is, you will see that it's not your enemy. It's only your enemy because it says in Hosea 4:6, the people perish for the lack of knowledge. You see what I'm saying? So again, just to back up what you're saying, there's power of life and death in the tongue. And whatever you manifest becomes your reality. So if you're going around, everybody you see, they got gloves on. Everybody you see got something in their nose. Everybody think it's a recession. Everybody think, oh, the world is ending. Man, it's your world that's ending. The world ain't going nowhere. Mother Earth has been here from time immemorial, because guess what? Even before she manifests in the flesh, she was already mental. So she was meant to come. She was the spoken into existence. And right now, we are living in such a time where the dimensions are, the frequency is vibrating so fast. Literally, you could think something right now and it's going to manifest in literally less than an hour or two. So just
absolutely
the power that you have. So go ahead, sis.
Absolutely.
Do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, that was beautiful. And here's the thing. One of the things we're not getting is we are spiritual entities. We're afraid to die, but we've been here before. All you all experiencing deja vu, we've been here before. And I'm telling you, as I was writing my scriptures, and I've written two, I need to write some more. But as I was writing them, all of these, everything, deja vu was hitting me like crazy. It's like, we've been here before. We've been here before. All of this information was being sent to me. And I love my brothers and sisters that have given me the opportunity to share with them, because the spirits are really speaking loudly now. They're speaking loudly, and you can't hear it. A lot of us can't hear it because we are so wrapped up in all of this garbage that people are sending in our inbox, things that are weird. If y'all are still watching TV, shame on you. I don't know what to tell you, because at some point you're gonna have to shut that off and get your mind right. This is a testament, test of the mind.
Yeah.
And if your mind is off and all jacked up, you're going to get what you're manifesting. There are portals open, and we don't have time to go into that deep detail right now, but you've got to be willing to sit down, take a break, breathe, shut everything off. You might need to shut everybody out. If you need to cry, do what you need to do, but start writing and you're going to feel better. Watch some of these other people who are putting their testaments up. That's what you want to see. Because we need to write the future, and you write it in past tense as though it's already happened, because it already did happen as soon as you put it up here. Write your testament as though it has already happened in past tense, because it already happened as soon as you put it up here. Period. This is the real world.
Yeah.
Recognize and understand that.
Absolutely. And I could again facilitate what you just said by giving an example of rappers, right? The rappers, they rap about things that they wish to have. They rap about, and again, I'm not promoting vanity, but what I'm saying is, I'm just giving you an example, right? They promote about the fancy cars and all the women and the big houses, right? And then that's what they manifest. But first, what they had to do, they had to think it, and they had to write it down. You see what I'm saying? It's only because it doesn't matter if you think it, that's great. But at what point does it become flesh? The word has to become flesh. And how do you make it flesh? You speak it, you write it down. The blueprint, is pretty much the prototype. All right. But if you have a blueprint and you don't go get the materials to build, your blueprint would never become a reality. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, again, a test of your will, your testament. And remember, Satan is nothing but the adversary. And what's the adversary? The adversary is your mind. All right.
You
it's on you. And then you have to do the same thing that the allegorical Jesus did and said, what? Get thou behind me, Satan. The allegorical Jesus was speaking to himself. It's all within your mind. Okay. There's no devil in hell waiting with a pitchfork telling you do this and do. Nah, that's not true. Okay. The power is within you. And the one that you feed the most will manifest, all right, and become your reality.
Well, I want to say something, because a lot of the laws and the books were left out of this Old Testament, and the New Testament. And when we're talking about these scriptures, they were around long before the first Bible was ever written. All right, and these there's things that have been left out, and like when we talk, we see that all these people have written these books, book of John and a book of this and a book of that and a book. This is how they ascend. This is how they ascended. Nobody's telling us this, because this is that esoteric knowledge. This is how they ascend into their different universe by writing their scripture. And so you got to write your testament, write your scripture, because that's what's going to take you there. Again, just like you said, you've got to manifest it by putting it up here. Bringing it out your mouth, writing it down.
Absolutely.
Then it becomes flesh.
And another thing that's also really, really powerful is the togetherness of the mind, right? The collective. Okay. And again, it says that where one or two or three are gathered, we're gonna say in our parents' name. They're gonna be. You see what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to call out to those who came before us, because guess what? They have already walked down that path. All right. Why would I go call onto something that I don't have any affiliation with? I'm not connected to. My umbilical cord has never been connected to that individual. All right. It's like me trying to buy a house, but I'm going to ask people advice who never had a house. It's like me going to ask advice of a mechanic how to fix my car, but he ain't got a car. So what I'm saying is our ancestors have already walked that path. So why not call out to our ancestors? That is your spiritual connection. They are still here. Call out to them. If you know that your ancestors, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, she loved something. She loved, let's just say her favorite food was mac and cheese. Okay? Set up a table, do an invocation, cook her some mac and cheese, and go out in nature and give honor. Present that to her. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's how our ancestors are able to connect with us, because we are giving them something. You see, too many people forgot the laws of reciprocity. Everybody's always extending their hand. Well, I want. God give me this, God give me that. But what are you giving to God? And when I say God, I'm talking about the universal source, our ancestors, because they're all gods. What are you giving unto them? Opposed to always wanting, all right, to reap any benefit or to sow a seed or reap the benefits of a seed. First, you got to plant it.
Absolutely. Now,
whatever you want, you got to give. And I'll let you take it from there, because you always talk about that.
Yeah, because what you just said is basically universal laws, universal principles. All right. The main principle of universal laws is whatever energy you put out must come back. So if you're talking about manifesting, all right, if you want to manifest things, and we're always on this money, we're thinking money. But see, those of us who know universal laws, we don't have no issues with money. We keep stacks on stacks on stacks.
Right.
Because we know how to get the money from the universe. I can tell you this. I was at the airport, these people asking me, well, what do you do? And what is your job? I was like, I work for the universe. They couldn't, you work for where you get your money from? The universe. Well, what am I talking about? I'm saying that the main principle when I'm talking about manifesting that an angel gave to me, when she kept saying to me, she drilled this in my head: if you want it, you must give it away. If you want it, you must give it away. And that's the principle that I use. So if I know that I want money, I'm gonna give some money away. If I know I want water, I'm giving water away. If I know I want a nice house and a nice place to live, I'm gonna make sure I help somebody else get their nice house and their nice place to live. That principle, I don't have to worry about nothing. I don't have to worry about nothing. I know my food's gonna be here when I'm ready for it. I know I'm not going hungry. I know I'm not. I got stacks on stacks on stacks. I got whatever I need.
Right.
Because I understand the universal principles. So when we get to that point, then we can come off of this need. Or I got to have a job, or I got to get a car, and I got to get. One of the things I talk about is when we're coming out of this, it's going to be a situation. You don't have to pay for your house. You don't have to pay for gas and light bills and water. You don't have to pay for that. But are you still going to be living in poverty? Because if your mind is not right, all that would be for naught. It won't matter. You'll still be jacked up and upside down because your mind is not right. You're poor and broke because your mind. You haven't learned how to use the universal principles. Learn how to use those principles, and everything you want, you shall have.
And again, that's what, to me, too many people are looking at the reset as an external thing, as something without. I keep telling people, stop living without and start living within. You see what I'm saying? Because the reset, they are looking at the governments out there and not looking to govern their own mind. You see what I'm saying? The reset should be something internal. And once you're able to master, all right, or harness that energy within you, all right, and do the reset within, change your mindset, then guess what? Whatever you see, the projection of what your mind is seeing becomes your reality. Because
absolutely.
Typical example, right? I hear everybody talking about, oh, well, black people, the police always do this to black people. Well, guess what? Why doesn't it happen to me? Because I'm not black.
Right.
Example. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's always happened to black people, but I'm not black. So I never run into that situation. Even when the pull me over, I don't run into that situation because I'm not black.
That's right.
And I'm solidifying that you truly create your reality. Now, whether y'all want to believe this or not, I'm not here to push belief. But literally, right? I was thinking of actually calling my sister Diva Lyri and say, yo, we got to do a live. And guess what? She hit me up not even 10 minutes later. And it wasn't yes, I said, let's do it. Because I
manifested me.
Oh, no doubt. I did think about it. And you call in less than 10 minutes, I got a message from you to show you how fast this happens. You see, I'm going to give you another example, right? This is how the mind works. We are the intelligence. But because we were taught to focus so much on artificial intelligence, we forgot our greatness. Now, I could text somebody right now and literally, instantly, in milliseconds, they get the text. Guess what? Our thoughts and our mind work the same way. We are just not aware because we haven't tapped into it. So we are depending on intelligence opposed to the intelligence that we are, who actually created the artificial intelligence. Hence, the creation is controlling the creator, which I've already said. So go ahead, do your thing.
That's beautiful what you just said, because again, everything that we're seeing working in this technological arena or in even law arena, all of that just mimics nature. All of it mimics nature. Even when we're looking, you know, because I've had people, they're thinking, oh, and what we see, if I can't see it, it ain't real. If I can't see it, it ain't real. Well, guess what? You know, there are things going on within our dimension. Wars are going on right here in our dimension that we never see. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. We got all kind of Wi-Fi waves going through here. People are passing 2 hours of video right through your dimension, and you never saw a thing. Right through, right in your face, a whole movie just went through your dimension. You never saw it. You never aware. But when you get to that little black box called a computer or a cell phone or whatever else it is, and you see those Wi-Fi signals, you find out, oh, I got 10, 15, 20 Wi-Fi signals going through my room. You know how many hours of information? Well, guess what? If man can do it, Mama Nature did it many times over, many times better, and many times stacked on top of each other, proficient, efficient than he did.
Indeed.
So you got to understand that everything you're seeing in this dimension, it is just mimicking what is natural. And once we really get an understanding of what's going on, see, that's why we should have been studying. See, we don't have time to study because we're too busy on what y'all were on your job, working and doing all this other stuff. And now you got to get a crash course because you got to get your mind right. You got to get a crash course because you got to get your mind right. We're about to go into another dimension. And if your mind is not right, you're going to be stuck because you're vibrating on the wrong frequency. They can't see me. They can't see Diva Lyri because Diva Lyri is vibrating so high. I'm already planning my future. I already know what my next dimension looks like. And it's dang gone pretty, baby. So if you want to be there, you got to get your mind right.
Yeah. And that's why on the platform, on a Facebook platform, when you go to your timeline, what does it say? What's on your mind, right? They're literally telling you to plant that seed. All right, plant that seed, and you're not even realizing that these people are using alchemy. These people are using spells. They're using witchcraft to get into your mind and have you put your affirmations, put your life on that platform, and now it becomes your what? Your face. It's your Facebook. It's what shows. You see what I'm saying? So when you go to Facebook and it says, well, tell me what's on your mind, what they're telling you. Go ahead and post your reality, post your problems, post your negativity, because that's what you want to do. But you see, I get that. So you will never see negativity on my page because I know they're trying to get me to put things that's on my mind where they could control that. But I have the control. So I decide to put what I want on my platform. It's my platform. I'm telling you what's on my mind, and I'm going to continue to post positivity. You see what I'm saying? So once again, just to show you and prove to you, these people know. All right. And it's all a mental thing. That's all it is. And that's actually what's going on. So whatever you post on Facebook, it's coming from your mind. And therefore, you don't know that you're planting those seeds. You're actually making the word become flesh. and you wonder, well, why is this happening to me? Well, go ahead and check your Facebook for the past year. Go ahead and check your Facebook for the past 6 months and see what you've been planting, the seeds you've been planting, saying what's on your mind, and then you'll get a reality check. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's beautiful what you said about how they're using alchemy and all of these things to manipulate us. But see, one of the things, this goes back to the universal laws. All things have duality. Can I tell a quick story? And then you can go into some questions. Can I tell a quick story?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, I want to talk about the situation where there was a farmer and a donkey. Now, the farmer and a donkey were walking through a field, and somehow there's this big ditch, and the donkey falls into the ditch. And, you know, this is the farmer's favorite donkey. He loved the donkey. It's his friend. And the donkey is down inside of this ditch, and he is wailing. He's wailing away because he's hurt. He's scared. And so the farmer wanted to try to pull him out. So this is a far away field. So he goes all the way back to his place, and he gets a shovel, and he gets a rope, and he comes back, and he's trying to maybe dig it out, but he figured out he couldn't dig it out. He tried to tie a rope around the donkey and pull him out, but he realized he couldn't pull him out. And again, the donkey is just wailing. So he said, he realized, look, I'm not gonna be able to get this donkey out. I'm sad, but I'm just gonna have to bury this donkey alive because he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it through the night. So he gets his shovel, and he starts shoveling dirt over into this hole. And so the donkey is really going off. He's wailing. It's like he's thinking he's gonna die. And the farmer continues to pitch this dirt over into this hole. And finally, as he continued to pitch the dirt into the hole, the wailing of the donkey goes down. It decreases more and more. And he's pitching dirt and pitching dirt. And finally, he decides he didn't hear any wailing anymore. And so he looks over into the hole to see what's going on. And he realized he sees the donkey there. And what the donkey is doing after he done pitched this dirt, he's shaking it off. He's shaking it off his back, and he's stepping up on the dirt. You understand what's going on now? He's now taking this thing that this farmer was using to bury him, to kill him, to lift himself up. You understand? Everything has duality. This goes back to the universal law of duality. The same thing they use to bury you is the same thing you use to uplift yourself. So when we're talking about how they're using these platforms to bury us and to spy on us and to do this, we use these platforms to flip the script, because now here you and me are, and all of my brothers and sisters and everybody else, they're watching this as we're speaking these esoteric knowledge that nobody's speaking about. They're watching us as we build and go to another level. We learn how to use our minds. Right? We're using this platform to lift ourselves up as opposed to let them bury us. We are lifting ourselves up. This is a universal law. This is why they are so important. And those are only two that I've hit on. When you learn these laws, you can be psychic just like that. You can live in abundance. That's another law. We live in abundance because that's the natural law. When you plant a seed, you don't just get one seed back.
Right.
The law, the nature is going to give you many seeds back. If you want to live in abundance, if you want to live in happiness and peace and love, you don't have to lift not one gun. You don't have to shoot not one bullet. You don't have to stab not one knife. You just need to use this weapon right here. This is the most powerful weapon on this planet. When you use this, you can annihilate anything. A whole army disappears because your mind is right. Get it right.
Absolutely.
All right. You got any questions, brother?
Well, yeah. Before we even, what we'll do is, we'll go to the chat in a few, and we'll take about 10 questions. But first, let me just say this, right? I totally agree, with what you have articulated. And once again, just solidifying the things that you say, because, people have to know that, and we always going to talk about that, right? You spoke about, the calmness, right? We have to find a moment of stillness. We have to find that, because family, peace cannot, two energies cannot exist in one space. It's impossible. Totally impossible. You see what I'm saying? It may have the same polarity, all right, or it may be on the same pole rather, but the polarity is always different. So what does that mean? It means that if you are in chaos, you cannot be out there talking about peace and love. You see, you're fooling yourself. Well, you're fooling people, but you're not fooling yourself. So you have to be real with yourself. You feel what I'm saying? And to find peace, sometimes you have to isolate yourself. I don't care if you live in a house with 10,000 people. Find a corner that you could just find a little bit of solitude and go into yourself and find peace, because that's where you find your true resolutions. All right. Well, first, even before you find your resolution, because all resolution is a resolution. Break up the words. But how can you find a resolution if you don't have the solution? If you already had the solution, there's no need to find a resolution.
Nice.
So you keep going like a hamster in a hamster's wheel, always looking for a resolution when you never had it in the first place. That's why you keep going in circles. But when you take some time, be at peace, be at still, right? Listen to yourself. People say, well, Chief, how do you meditate? It's simple. Turn the TVs off. Take the phones away. Put it on vibrate. Put it somewhere and just go relax and let your thoughts be. When I meditate, what I do, right? I create a mental, because look at the computer, right? If you have some information on your computer that you don't want, what you do, you take it and you put it in a recycle bin. You delete it, grab it, recycle, delete. It's the same thing. So when you are meditating and a thought comes in, create your mental bin, because everything is created from your thoughts, from your mind, right? Create your mental bin and just throw it in there and allow your mind to be. Trust me, family, it works. All right, it works. We are great. And somebody just said, well, I spoke to God and God is not real. Well, when we speak of God, we're speaking of the Great Spirit. We're not talking about this narcissistic lunatic that they taught us. We are talking about the universal source. We are talking about the core. You see
that's what he said. Tell him talking to me.
We are talking about the Great Spirit. That's what we are talking about. So with that being said, we're going to take about 10 questions before we conclude. So if any of you guys have any questions relating, okay, because we're not going to go off topic, relating to what we just spoke on, or any more clarity, then by all means, go ahead and put your questions in the chat, and we'll read your questions and we'll try to get as many questions as possible. So sis, in the meantime, while the questions come, if they may, go ahead and the floor is yours.
Yeah, what do you say? God doesn't exist.
God told me they're not real. But anyway, we're not going to deal with all that, crazy stuff.
All right, so we're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
Let me see. All right.
Somebody asked, and I think that's the same person. Again, let me see, because a lot of times, you have, a lot of people, always come on platforms, you know what I'm saying, to be trolls, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that individual is a troll, because I don't want to, I'm not judging, right? But the person, somebody asked, why she keep putting out the pyramid signs with her hands.
Because one of the things is, this is just my stance right here. This is my stance. However, let's talk about this pyramid sign. When we're talking about a trust has three sides.
Indeed.
There is the grantor, which is at the top,
and
we've got an executor, and then we have a beneficiary. All right. So if you don't know law, then this pyramid is not going to make no sense to you. Right. Whoever asked that question. But if you know law, you understand that everything is a contract. And like when we're talking about the Bible, we're talking about even the Constitution of the United States. We're talking about the birth certificate. We're talking about all of these. They're contracts and they are trusts. And this is what they're sitting in. They're sitting in a triangle, just like this.
Yep.
Grantor.
Yeah.
Beneficiary, trustee. All right. And when you understand this, you know all of nature, because everything is a contract.
Yes. Indeed.
Any other questions?
Indeed. And again, just to solidify that, that's what the Trinity is. The Trinity is actually a trust. All right. So it has always existed. All right. Your family is a trust. Mother, father, child. All right. That's all it is. It's the same thing.
Thank you.
They missed that part. When you write your testament where do you get it recorded at?
Beautiful. Everything. Listen, let's say this. When you put something on public record, when you put it on public record, it becomes a law. Now let's understand this. What is public record? That's just meaning letting the public know. They'll tell you when you go down to the county, they want you to put it in the newspaper for 3 weeks. But guess what? A business card is a public record. A flyer is, if I put on a business card, Divaa Lyri, and I put my picture and whatever, that is public record. I am Divaa Lyri. This is your public record. So we've got the newspaper, that's public record. They want you to go down and file it at the county, that's public record. But guess what? Social media is a public record. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those are public records. When you put that on public record on your platform, it becomes a law.
Yep.
Say it out loud. When you just speak it, it becomes a law.
Yeah. So
when you are telling a lie, you just made a law. When you think you're joking about something, you just told a law. And so we've got to understand the power of your writing. By the way, what I had, a lot of my people to do that I've talked to is also write it out by hand, because that puts power into it as well. Because when you're writing, you're spelling. They don't call it spelling for a reason, for no reason. You're spelling something. I mean, you're casting a spell when you're writing it down.
Right.
And all of these letters are words. A letter is a word.
Indeed.
A syllable is a combination of words. So when you like read, you talk about read, that R and that E, that's 2 words together.
Yep.
You think it's just a syllable, but that's a whole word. When you sit down and scribe it and you have your script by hand, what you just created is a trust. You've created a document. You've created a legal document. And it very much has power. So that's why we have to learn to be careful with our words, and especially with our thoughts. So you're gonna, did I answer that question? You're gonna write, you're gonna put it on your platform. If you're talking to me from a platform, as soon as it goes up, but you ever seen people on their posts talking about, I do not consent to Facebook to use any of my, that's a public record right there.
Yep. Yep.
And that's a legal, very much legal. What you said on that in that public record, I do not consent to give Facebook permission to use any of my private information. That's a legal document, and yes, you can sue the smidgen out of them if you want to.
Yeah. All right. Somebody said, can you explain that about give money to me again? Do you mean give to the poor? I have a niece who always calls for money. I give her, but I can't, but I ain't got nothing back. What's wrong then?
All right, let's understand this. First of all, I had to tell you, because when I was in Argentina and I would just give, whatever. I try to give, because I started to really understand what these principles are that I wanted to put into play. And I remember I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give away 4,500 pesos. And I was like, I'm gonna give this away. And I remember, because I know, you can do math. That's why I told you, this is just numbers. And you can darn well start doing math with this, because I know that if I give $1, for example, that I'm going to get at least 5 to 10 back. No, it's at least 5. It's sometimes, see, look, I'm just babying this. I just a baby starting to use these laws. But I know that, because see, they do it in our face all the time. I'm not going to, I'm just finish this example. But when I put out 1 peso or $1, it doesn't matter, whatever, I'm going to get at least 5 back. All right. When I started doing this, what I decided, I was like, okay, at my shows, I'm going to give away 100 pesos. So I took a little envelope and I put 100 pesos in each envelope. So I think I had a whole bunch of envelopes. But what I found in this place, they're very giving. They're very giving and loving. And so that's why when you were saying, they treat you like a god. Yeah, they treat me like a god when I was down there. They were loving and kind and generous. But at some times that made it difficult, because when I started doing this, I was like, okay, yeah, if you give it out with energy and love and it's returned to you, the universe is going to return that to you many times over. So if I put out $1, I know I'm getting 5 back. If I put out 100, I'm getting 500 back. If I put out 1,000, I'm getting 5,000 back. The universe is going to give you some good dividends. And I'm saying 5, but it's really more than that. It's way more than that. If you know how to get your energy right, you get way more than that. So at any rate, I'm trying to give this out. And I remember I'm at my shows, and after my shows, and I have people, because I'm deciding who I'm going to give these envelopes to. And the people who would come up to me and show me love, and they're like, Diva, I love you, and your music was great, and this and that and that. And then I would give them an envelope. And what I found is that they would tell me, because they would open it, they were like, oh no, this is not for me. And I'm like, no, it's for you. It's a gift for you. And they say on that, it say regalo para ti, a gift for you. And they're like, no, I can't take this, because I'm supposed to give you money. You're not supposed to give me money, you know, so that kind of thing. And it was like, you know, I found myself, like, I had to tell them stuff like, okay, don't open this until I'm gone. You know, until you get outside, just open it, you know. And because that would mess up my energy. I'm trying to give you a gift, and you giving me my gift back. You are messing up my returns, lady. And so I had to find other ways to give. So I'm saying all that to say, you know, the project worked, but what I had to do was I had to change it to where I'm giving other gifts because they were not accepting the money. You know, I started giving out, you know, things like brownies and incense and, you know, whatever, you know, all little kind of stuff, nuts, and they loved that. And so I would buy a whole bunch of that and just give it away. But what I'm saying is, it's very difficult to give. And sometimes people don't make you feel good about your giving. If you don't feel good about your giving, then it's going to be more difficult for you to get that return. So it doesn't have to be a homeless person. It could be somebody who don't need it. But if you know you're giving it to somebody who's showing you a lot of love, then it's got to come back to you. That's how it's the energy that works. So when you put that out there, and you've done it with love and energy, and you've received that from the person who you've given it to, then the universe is going to rain down on you. The universe is going to rain down on you.
Absolutely. And just to add to that too, it all, again, it has to deal with intentions, right? If you are giving solely to receive, then that hinders your gift. Okay, your return. Family, I keep telling you, man, these people, they something else. They literally just shut down the whole feed. I think, peace sis. No, they just shut it down, man. I just got back on. Go ahead and chime back in. You could do that. They literally just shut it down. All right, you could use the same link because I just rebooted it. Yeah, you know how they do, man. You just cut off. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So let's give our sister some time to get back in. You know what I'm saying? They can't stop the information, man. Can't stop the information. You know, we're gonna keep it coming though, because that's what we do. We here building. You feel me? They can't stop it. But anyway, so that was just to answer your question until, you know, our sister get back. You know, it's about, you know, giving with the right intentions. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asked, explain about the Trinity or Family, they really trying, man. They really trying. Cut it off again. They cut it off again. But we here. We still here. We still here, man. We still here. But anyway, somebody asked about you know, so we're talking about the Trinity, right? What they call the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost is actually the Mother, Father, and Child. So that's the Trinity. So just wanted to explain that. All right. Let me see. I know. Okay, so what we have, can you explain about the give? Okay, so we did that. We answered that. All right, when she come back, I guess she will give you her her YouTube. Let me see if I could send her another invite because you know how they do, man. Give me a second, all right? Give me a second here. Give me a second. Okay, go to Google. Give me a second here, guys. I'm gonna try to see if I could send you know, Sister Divaa Lyri the link again, so she could come back on, so we could kind of like, you know, just wrap this up. And that's and again, you see, that really will explain to you what duality is. You see, we out here putting out that great information, but there's always powers. You see what I'm saying? But we're not gonna give them the powers. All right, they don't have any power. So we're gonna get her back on. Give me a second. Give me a second here. Man. But we got out the message though, so it's all love. I know you guys are building in the chat, so go ahead and do your thing. Let me just see if I could just send her the invite again. All right. Okay, give me a second. Come on, man. Okay, here we go. I got it right here. Ay, Dios mío. You're absolutely right. No water could put out that fire, man. That's what they already know that. All right, so let me just put that in the link and send it to her again, and hopefully she'll be able to join us again. All right, let's come back here. All right. Oh, all right, she's back. Here we go. All right, there we go.
You got me. Hold on.
Yep, they trying. They're trying. They can't stop it, bro.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
It's all right. When they're doing that kind of stuff, then I know we're doing some powerful stuff. I know it.
There you go.
I know it.
Yep. All right. So somebody asked, you know, do you have a YouTube channel or email contact? I suggest you probably give your YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, YouTube. You can find me. It's Divaa Lyri, D-I-V to the A, L-Y-R to the I, Divaa Lyri. Listen, it's very difficult to find. So you can find me on Facebook at Divaa, D-I-V-A-A. That's 2 A's on Facebook, space L-Y-R-I. Okay, so I have one with Divaa Lyri, 1 A, and then one Divaa, my personal page rather, with Divaa Lyri, 2 A's. Now, yeah, so go there and you'll see some of my videos on YouTube, and you'll be able to find my link to my YouTube page, because they block that just like they block. Yes. So, at any rate, there we go. So they make it very difficult to find my YouTube and my Facebook pages. So, but if y'all get a chance, go and check that out.
Right. All right. So a question. In other words, they are indeed they are jealous of you and only show contempt. How do you deal with folks with such energy? People that are jealous, showing jealousy and contempt.
Show them love, because you have to understand they are just a reflection. Now, I don't get a lot of, jealousy and contempt in my face, and even if I get it, I don't tend to recognize it. It's like I let it go, because I'm not going to feed it. If there's something that I need to do, I don't care about your jealousy or contempt or nothing else. It's
Right.
going to get done, because Deep
Right.
said, I know how to manifest it.
Yeah. Yep.
So, if I'm talking about I'm a God, then it's not about, oh, they did this to me and they did this. I'm not a victim. I'm
Right.
not a victim. And you can't be a God and a victim.
Right.
Which one are you? If I'm
Indeed.
saying I'm a God, then how am I going to feed into, oh, they not letting me do this and they not letting me? It's not about what you let me do. It's about what I told you I'm ready to do. And I'm going to write it down, and so shall it be.
Indeed.
That's it.
Indeed. And hence the reason why, people that was posting and, the propaganda and the rumors about me, I paid that no mind. Because you see, here's another thing. When you feed into that negativity, you give people power over you. That's what you don't realize. The greatest insult is to ignore. Trust me, that is the greatest insult, because when people are looking to feed, to pull you into their space, and you ignore that, trust me, that defeat, they feel more defeated by you ignoring them, by you coming at them with the same negative energy, because now they got you. So you have lost the battle. You lost
Right.
that battle. So you just let them be. Because remember, again, the laws of reciprocity. Whatever they plant, that's what they're going to receive.
Right.
All you
Right.
can do is be in control of you. That's it. Be the God that you are. You know what I'm saying? And just continue to do what you're supposed to do. And I promise you, everything will be all right. You feel me? And yes, somebody said, have you noticed there's no chemtrail? Yes. I actually thought about that about 4 days ago. There's no chemtrail for a couple of reasons, right? One, there's no money to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? There's no money to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So just to show you that what they have been promoting is a lie. How come all of a sudden we don't need the chemtrails for global warming? It is because they're shutting these people down. So hopefully moving forward in the reset, we will not have chemtrails blocking our sun. And that was something, Divaa Lyri and I had put in the universe when I was in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We said it. Hey, listen, when all this thing is over, we don't want no chemtrails in our sky. And she could attest to that. So, like I said, we just got to put the word out, man. That's it. Let me see if I can see any questions, any more questions. And we love y'all too, man, for real. That's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yes, I love my brothers and sisters. I'm so excited, to be able to share this information with them. I've been working with a lot of people all over North America, and they have given me the opportunity. That's another thing. When people give you the opportunity to help them, that's big. Because again, it's very difficult to give to people. You know yourself, Chief, when you try to help people with this information, whether it's, dealing with their taxes or dealing with their credit issues or dealing with whatever. A lot of people are not able to receive this information. They just can't, for whatever reason, wrap their mind around it. You can't give this to people. They have to be able to receive it. And so when somebody gives me the opportunity to give it, oh man, that's huge. And so everybody who's listening, you are paying me, and I appreciate it. You're paying attention.
Yep.
You're paying attention to Chief. We appreciate that is a whole other a currency and a form of payment that people don't get. You're paying attention. And I appreciate it. I love you, and thank you for your currency. Indeed. All right. As, go into this next dimension. Your currency is what gets me to that 5th dimension. And I'm trying to give you some currency so you can raise your vibration to the higher level.
No doubt. And, we're going to save that bill for another time, family. We're not going to get into the first Americans were Hebrew Israelite, because that's not true. So we're not going to get into that. We just want to stay on point. All right. We want to stay on point with what we are dealing with. We're not going to get into that. We'll get that into at another time. All right. Somebody asked, how did you learn what you know now? you know what I mean, to get all that knowledge? How did you come about that? Where did you get that information from? How did you, what brought you to the point where you are at right now?
Okay, well, about maybe 8, 9 years ago, you remember when there's that big scandal with the housing and everything was going downhill. And I remember because I was doing real estate, but I was more of a liaison. I was a liaison where I bring people who had money together with people who didn't have, who wanted a house, and then I put them together. So that's what I was doing. And when this whole crash happened, I started asking a lot of questions, and I wanted to know what was going on. And the more questions I asked, and the more things I started to find out, people did not want to know. I found out people were like asleep. And I'm trying to share this information, and everybody was just, they didn't care. And so at this point, you know, I just realized, I was like, well, you know, listen, I had all these great things going on. I had, you know, my TV show was going on. I got my warehouses, and I got this and that and that. But I was like, well, what am I here for? You know, I'm here, and these people are not wanting to fight for themselves. They don't even want to know the truth. They don't want to hear the knowledge. They're not trying to learn it. I can die by myself. And there was something that told me I need to leave. And so that's what I did. I left, and I went to South America. Before I left, I had all of these questions. I had a lot of information, but I had no answers. And before I left, because I was like, I want to buy time, because I knew this was going to happen worldwide. I knew this. I had already known this, and this wasn't even in the Bible. Let me rephrase that. It's in the Bible, but I hadn't started reading the Bible at that time. And so, you know, my cousin, she was one of those Hebrew Israelites we talk about in that order, that group. And she reintroduced me to the Bible, because I had grown up in church just like everybody else, but I didn't know the stuff about the book that she had showed me. And she had showed me some things, and I was dumbfounded. And to tell you, because I went right before that, I had gone through my quote unquote atheist phase, where I was like, I gotta let this God go. Whatever this God is, about God forgives everybody and all this. I was like, and I had to let it. I went through an atheist phase, and right before I left, she had reintroduced me. And I'm going to tell you, I got to tell you this while we on this. When I went through that atheist phase, that was the darkest, loneliest, saddest time of my life, because when I cut that off, the religion, I knew there's something wrong with that. That's BS. But I also messed around and cut off my spiritual side.
Right.
You understand? My connection with the uplink, with the ancestors, I cut that off. And it was so dark. It was so lonely. And this is why I try to reach out to my atheists, like my whoever that was talking about there is no God. Okay, but you better recognize their spirits that are working with you. And so when she reintroduced me to the Bible, she allowed me to reconnect with my spiritual side. And when I left, just before I left, I didn't realize I was going on a spiritual journey, but that's what it is. And that's when I really started getting into law. And see, one of the things when I was studying law, when I'm talking about these little codes and statutes and ordinances and constitutions, all of that everything there started leading me back to the Bible. When I was studying science, really got heavy into science and the molecular structure and the mitochondria, all that led me right back to the Bible. When it came to, you know, even understanding simple things like dietary law and anything, I was studying money, the money supply and what was going on with the government and the money supply. That's in the Bible. All of that. Anything I was studying, it was like going back to the Bible. And I'm not saying this is the perfect word of God, because it's not, but there are clues in that book. And this is why I was able to be led to what I told you all about writing your scripture, because I had to read it over and over again. And I had to say things over and over again in my mind. And then it was like a contract. If I was a contract, I wouldn't know all of this stuff if I hadn't been studying law.
Right.
You're wondering about my triangle? That's a contract. Right there.
Yep.
And so I was continuing to, you know, read all of these things and understand what was going on. You know, everything just started to open up. Everything started, the spirit started talking to me. I had to change my way of eating. I had to change my way of walking. I had to change my way of thinking. And the more I do that and did that, the more the spirit start to speak to me. And I'm telling you, I was sitting in the grass. This was a couple of days ago when this revelation came to me, and it helped me understand that this is an exit interview. This dimension to go into the next one. An exit interview. What does your exit interview look like? If it looks like hell and damnation and, oh my God, they're going to kill it, well, then that's where you're going. Your exit interview into whatever your hell is. Well, mine is going to be heaven. My brother's over here. He is going to be over here. Going to be heaven. So that's where it came from, studying a lot of different disciplines, understanding the history of this country, the history of this planet, the history of where the Bible came from, science, molecular structure, who the male is, who the female is, all of that. I mean, all of it, because people want to take it, oh, it's spirituality over here, and then it's this over here, this is the law over here, and this, all of this stuff is combined. And the more you understand nature and law and history and science and how they're joined, the better you're able to come out of all of this. And the bottom line to all of this is everything is spiritual, and it starts right here in your mind.
Yeah. I mean, indeed. I mean, it all reverts back to, like you just said, you know, the mental. You know, that's what it's really all about, man. Everything that we are dealing with, everything that we are going through, all right? When you are dealing with that esoteric knowledge, right? The further back you go into antiquity, you'll realize that the people who had the knowledge knew that they were gods. But then when they wanted to explain that to the laymen couldn't comprehend because they were illiterate. They couldn't read. What you mean I'm God? So what they did, they were begging for something to worship. And that's why they gave them the false idols, because they started creating their own idols, not realizing that they were being taught that they were gods. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people who, religious people, so to speak, who read the Bible and any of those religious books, what they were taught is your greatness is outside of you.
Right.
What they're being taught is, and I tell people this all the time, right? If you could describe your God and you could tell me your God is a he or a she or a this or that, then you're worshiping an idol, because the Great Spirit cannot be described. It's omnipotent, omnipresent. So how can you describe it? It's undescribable. It doesn't have limitations. It's unlimited. I mean, literally, we haven't even scratched the surface of the type of dimensions that we could tap into. I mean, family, I mean, it will be mind-boggling. So anytime you could start describing the Great Spirit, oh, I'm gonna leave you alone. You see what I'm saying? But what we have to realize is that as individuals, the reason why we are called individuals is because we are divided from the all. So universally, and that's what the world is coming back to, the only way that the Great Spirit could make themselves be known or be seen is when everybody come back to the collective again.
That's right.
It's that simple.
Right.
You have to come back into the fold, all right? Because there's nothing outside of the all. So when you come back home, then you will know what home is. And that's the only way that the Great Spirit is going to manifest, because we are still divided. But we are, you know, for some people are still divided, but a lot of us are coming back together. You see what I'm saying? And that's what this build is all about.
Now, I wanted to say something real quick, because, you know, one of the things me and the sister were going through when we were talking, I told you at the beginning, is that she was saying, okay, but we not higher than God. And it was like, wait a minute, we got to understand what a God is and what the difference between the Most High is. See, the Most High is everything collectively. When you're talking about birds and bees and you and me and dogs and the cat, all of that is collectively we are all the Most High. Then when I say Most High, no, we ain't higher than the Most High. We talking about the universe when I say that.
Yep.
But when we're talking about, say, the individuals that created these vessels, they were gods, and we came from them, so we are them. You understand? When people look at, you know, when they look in history, the first place they stop is at Adam and Eve. And first of all, Eve wasn't even the first female anyway. That you got to talk about Lilith. If you ain't talking about Lilith, you ain't talking about nothing.
Exactly.
But before Lilith, you got to understand there was a female entity that gave birth to Adam and Eve. That was a female entity. So they put their DNA in these vessels, so our history goes back to them. And if whoever created them put their DNA in their vessels, then our history go back to them too.
Absolutely.
You don't just stop with no Eve and Adam and the mitochondria and what they call it, the mitochondria. Okay, whatever. We're going all the way back. So what I'm saying is, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Here's the bottom line. We are gods in that, once again, we are them. I am that woman who gave birth to Adam and Eve. And I'm her. I'm going to take the full opportunity to rewrite the contract that I put down. And we're gonna make it right.
Absolutely. Because it's our duty. And what we have to come to the realization is this, right? As a people, we have to stop talking about the end. Okay. The only end that's coming is end of ages, but we have no end. There has never been a time when we didn't exist. We have always existed, whether it may have been mentally or what they call heaven, because heaven equates to, or heaven is equivalent to the a mental state of mind. So there has never been a time where we never existed. So we have to stop talking about the end or the beginning. Once again, if you are talking about the Great Spirit and you are speaking about the beginning and the end, I'm gonna leave you alone. The Great Spirit doesn't have a beginning. The Great Spirit doesn't have an end. It has always been. And that's why I say we are not going anywhere. The only thing that's going to change is the host. It's like going to the car dealership and buying a car. You get tired of it. It crashes. You sell it. You give it to charity and you get another car. The same individual is going into a different car. It's the same thing.
Yeah, we got to get a new vehicle.
Exactly. It's just a new vehicle. And I keep telling you, enjoy your life. Meaning that. Go ahead, sis.
Now I want to know what I'm gonna tell you what my vehicle is gonna look like. God Divaa Lyri, I love my vessel now. However, this vehicle.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that, you know, the only time you're gonna be in this vehicle is this one time around. You will never have this same avatar ever again. So I'm saying, live your best life. Take care of your body. Love your car. You get a new car. You go to the gas station, all right? You want to put premium gas, but yet still you have this beautiful avatar. You want to go feed it buns. You see what I'm saying? It goes to show you the mindset of the people. You want the best cars. You want the biggest screen TV. You know what I'm saying? You want the best phone, but yet still you are clogging your capacity to, you know, to do telepathy because of what you're eating, because of what you are thinking, because you don't know how great you are. You see what I'm saying? So enjoy it. Live your best life. Take care of you, man, because when you come back, you will come back into another vessel that you were planting seeds and don't even know. You might come back as a roach based on the life that you live.
Brother, you when you speak about that, because see, one of the things, this is why we got to get our mind right, because we are in, I'm gonna use this again, this trust. We're stuck in this mental trust where it's got all these rules in this box, in this triangle. All these rules are here, and we are stuck inside of it when we got all this area outside of this triangle. See, we don't understand that in this next dimension, all right, I am going to get back every bit of my inheritance. And see, we talk about this X chromosome, these two X chromosomes. One of them is dormant in the woman. That is being turned on. This is what we don't understand, why she's going through whatever she's going through, and oh, she's fighting us. And okay, you don't understand who you are. You don't understand what she's going through or what's going on with this planet. But as that turns on, she gains knowledge of self. What's in that other X chromosome? That's her ability to teleport. That's her ability to speak without her moving her lips. That's her ability to, and I know you don't like this, but I'm gonna tell you right now, parthenogenesis is very real. All right. So she has a whole bunch of abilities, her ability to regenerate her cells I can sprout wings and fly off when I want to. I can be underwater and above water, and I can be underground and over the ground, wherever it is I want to be in this other dimension, because there are no rules. Remember, I said the real world is right here in your mind. There is no rule. There are no rules. You're uninhibited to be whatever you want to be. In that next dimension, you have the ability to do whatever. If your mind is stuck in here, if you're stuck in here, you can't, you won't achieve those things in the next dimension. You just be walking around here trying to figure out how to get to your next beat, live your best life.
Yeah,
it's because your mind is stuck. You got to come outside of the trust, create your own trust, and know that there are no rules. There are no rules. That's why I said I can't tell you about the dream world. I can't tell you about what's in your mind. Because there are no laws. Out here, there's laws.
Yeah.
So, that's what we gotta, gotta get to.
And I gave a perfect example of that I think in the last video I did. Like, everybody's talking about this shutdown, but I'm looking outside my window and I'm seeing birds flying around. You see what I'm saying? So they're not living by the rules that's imposed on us by other beings. You see what I'm saying? And it goes against universal law for any being to control another being.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? And until y'all get that, you are walking down a path of enslavement, to be a prisoner in your own mind, to be in your own cell. And that's why they call it a cell. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are trapped within themselves and don't realize. There you go. Like sister, the sister said that you got to get out of that box, all right, and start looking at things from a different lenses, so to speak. You have to see beyond what we were taught, the limitation that they put on you. Okay, well, you know what? We could only use 10% of our mind. Says who? That's not my reality. That's only if you accept it. I am accessing the unlimited potential of my mind. And I am claiming that. I'm proclaiming that. I'm declaring that. And it's that simple, man. You have the ability. This thing is so vast that you have the ability as a God to create your own universe where nobody else except for who you want in that universe to create.
That's right. That's right.
And that's facts. We all have that ability, man. That's how deep this is. You could literally create your own world and have your own creation, but you don't know how great you are. And I'm hoping that you are starting to realize how great you are by these words that are being spoken. Open up your mind, family. Open up your mind, because it's time. Go ahead.
Any more questions?
No, I mean, I don't see anybody with more questions. They're just enjoying the bill. So, I mean, if we do it, somebody,
we can go at it. Me and you, we go back and forth. Yes,
somebody put a stamp on she said, that roach. Yeah, man, because that's true. Because we have to realize is this, family. Even if we do have free will, and I have to kind of build on that a little bit, right? Even if we have free will to do as we should, but we don't have free will to do as we please. And I'll tell you why. Because as the collective, and I'm talking about in this realm, as the collective, we put certain universal laws in place for ourselves. That's why there's no sky daddy judging anybody, because karma is already set. So anything that goes against, even if you have free will, it was free will to do as you should. In other words, you should always do good. You see what I'm saying? So when you violate those laws, you may say, well, I have free will. Yes, you got free will to do as you should. And what you mean by, well, as you should? Well, yes, we put certain things in place that we have to go by. Because we cannot just be out here doing things talking about we got free will. No.
Right.
But we have to be responsible. We have to be in honor. You see what I'm saying? And when we get that, we don't need the police, because now we are going back to the basic laws. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Then there's no need for a jail, because you're respecting people's boundaries. You're respecting who they are. It's all about the basic fundamentals of life, family. I say the KISS principle, KISS. Keep it simple. I mean, keep it simple, stupid. It's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can I say, because you know, you when you said that about, okay, again, going back to, you know, how we had to set these rules. Again, like accounting, whether you're dealing with accounting, with, you know, a business, accounting in the bank, everything is balance.
Yeah.
Even when you're talking about science, they're telling you there's an equal and everything has an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah.
Balance. And that's how the universe is. When you put out an energy, it must come back to you. You got to balance that. So you put out negativity, oh, it's going to be balanced over here. Now, you want to put out positive, it's going to be balanced. It's going to come back to you. Everything is a balance. What are you putting out? You must get, it must be balanced. That's how this works. Again, all of this stuff on this lower level, these accounting and all this, it's the same thing the universe first been doing. You want universal currency, because we're talking about currency and money. How to what a currency, how to what it. Look, universe.
Yeah.
You put out, you get this is a universal currency right now.
Yeah.
You put out a whole bunch of universal currency where it's positive energy, she got to return it. That she got to balance these books just like that. And if you're not understanding that, and you think you're gonna put out negativity and be hoarding, and oh, you can't have mine, this belong to me, I can't help you, what you want with, that's what you're gonna get.
Right.
Because the universe got to balance that hoarding attitude. But when you're giving, she's got to balance that giving attitude. So what do you want? Whatever seeds that you're planting in your mind and planting in the universe with your dollars or whatever. See, y'all got to understand this universal energy, that's a bigger form of payment than any Federal Reserve note you was ever going to get.
Yeah, that's facts.
They can't pay you what she going to pay you. You better know these laws, because it's all spiritual.
Yeah. And it's even coming into fruition, because now, again, you see everything that is already set within, you know, the paradigm of, you know, intelligence. Artificial intelligence is literally manifesting it, because everybody was getting to the point. They watching. They see that everybody's talking about, oh, you know what, man, this federal fiat currency, it ain't real. So what they're doing now, they're giving you a digital currency that you can't even see. And that's, again, the same thing the sister was just talking about, universal currency. That's what they're giving you, something that you can't see, but they're making it real. All right. It is nothing but another form of currency that is not real. But guess what? You make it real.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know, what is the difference? So let me ask you a question, right? Why can't it be a situation where if Sister Divaa Lyri has apples and I got oranges, I give her oranges and she give me apple? Why I got to give her digital currency? Yeah. Because we are the ones that make it real.
Right.
And that's just the bottom line.
Absolutely.
It is what it is.
Well, and I'm going to say this, you know, again, thank all of the people. I'd like to thank you all for listening, because collectively, and you know, I've had people to say, well, you know, we got to get everybody. Look, here's the deal. Get 10% of the people to know this. Just get 10% of the people to get this. Everybody must automatically get it. Yeah. They have to. They don't have a choice, because we're connected spiritually. And so once 10% of the people get it, everybody on the planet, they don't have no choice but to pick it up. That's how it works. That's how the spiritual thing works. You look up the 100th, they call it the 100th monkey theory. The 100th monkey theory. Where, have you ever heard of that, brother?
No, we in the island we call it monkey see, monkey do. Okay,
well, that's pretty close, but it was an experiment where these scientists, they had all of these thousands of monkeys on this island, and they had given them some fruit, and they had put the fruit in sand, and they gave it to the monkeys to see if they were going to figure out how to eat the fruit. So at first they're looking at, all the monkeys are looking at it, and they didn't know what to, so they just left it. They didn't eat it. But then you had this one monkey that went down, and this monkey took the fruit and she dunked it in water, rinsed it off, and ate the fruit. And so, you know, time went by, and, you know, one or two would come over and they look at the fruit as it's been in the sand, and then they dunk it in the water, wash it off, and then they'd eat the fruit. And then finally, more and more monkeys started to pick up on this.
Mhm.
Well, once they got to 100 monkeys, which was like 10% of the group,
Mhm.
all of the monkeys on the whole island immediately started to get this. They just got it just like
Mhm.
that. It flipped
Mhm.
over
Mhm.
because it's a spiritual thing.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
once 10% of them got it,
Mhm.
everybody else automatically got it.
Yeah.
So you pass this word, you pass this knowledge. This is esoteric knowledge. And if
Mhm.
you've heard somebody saying it, pass their word too, because we're not trying to be here like, oh, we the first person to take it. We don't give a care about that.
Right.
That's not relevant, and nobody cares
Word.
who the one was or who the second one, and I did it. No,
Yep.
we're not. That's not what our spiritual
Yep.
energy is about.
Yep.
We are about making sure everybody,
Mhm.
everybody gets it.
Yeah. And
You
you're
make
right. You're right.
you make sure you tell somebody, and
Mhm.
you tell them to tell somebody, because we are not caring about who the first one, who the second one, and I'm following. Don't be following us.
Mhm.
What you want to do is do your own research.
Mhm.
Understand it. Search your spirits.
Mhm.
Follow your spirits, because that's who's talking to you.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right, go ahead,
Mhm.
brother.
And no doubt. And once again, you know, it's not a competition, like you said. You know what I'm saying? It's not a competition as long as the information gets out there. All right. And just to just to kind of like build on the 100 monkey theory, let us take that to a biblical perspective, because a lot of people, when they hear about the 144,000, they're like, well, Chief, well, how is that we got billions of people on earth and it's only going to be, so only 144,000 is going to survive? No, this is the concept of the 100 monkey theory. It is only going to take, out of the billions of people on earth, it's only going to take about 144,000 to spark
That's it.
and affect the rest. That's it.
Say it,
It's
brother.
that simple. It does. You see, the pastors are not breaking that down to you. Well, you know what? That's how they put fear in you. Oh, well, it's billions of us, but God is going to send everybody else to hell except 144,000. No, it is the 144,000. All right, like Tupac said, I may not be the one to finish the journey, but I am going to spark the journey. And that's all it
Yeah.
means. So the
Say it, brother.
144,000 is going to spark everything. And then you'll get that electrical charge in the rest of the minds of the people. And before you know it, you got billions of people on the planet waking up. Boom.
Say it, brother.
Heaven on
Say
earth. That's it. It's that
it.
simple, man. You know, it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard. And you see, what we are doing is we are in the enlightenment process right now. Okay. You know, it's, I'm not going to say it's difficult, because I'm not going to put that out there in the universe, but it's challenging waking people up. And I'll tell you why it's challenging. And I'll tell you why you need to be mindful, because if somebody's asleep, all right, and the lights are turned off, they are in a complete different realm. It's like a baby that's being born, and they're cutting the umbilical cord before that baby get adjusted to this third dimensional realm. That's why we have a problem breathing properly, because the umbilical cord was cut too soon. When you're breathing, you're supposed to breathe from your lower chakra all the way up to your crown chakra and let it out. But when babies are born, they cut the umbilical cord too soon, and then we end up breathing just from our throat chakra. That's why a lot of people heart chakra is not opened up, just so you know. All right. So when we are speaking of somebody sleeping, you just don't come and turn the lights on. Turning the light on is like giving them the truth. They are asleep. Put yourself in
And it
their
hurts.
position,
It
right?
hurts their eyes.
There you go. They have to get adjusted, family. And even when my son was a baby, nobody taught me that. When I used to wake my son up for school, all right, I never just turned the lights on. No, I would come in the dark and shake him. It's time to wake up, son. It's time for school. Shake him. He get up, leave him alone, shake him again. He would get up, eyes in the dark, get it adjusted. Then I would open up the window, not just the light. Let a little light come in. Let him get adjusted. Literally, I would wake him up at least an hour and a half before school. And it took at least 15 minutes for the waking up process until his eyes adjusted. Then I turned the lights on. Now he's on the bed sitting down. What he had to do? He got to stretch. He got to yawn. He got to put his foot on the bed. He got to do whatever he got to do before he could completely wake up. And then when he gets up, what he got to do? He got to go take a shower and then eat breakfast. All that is part of the waking up process. So don't get frustrated with your people because they don't get it. You can't just stop them with it. People could lose their mind when you shake their foundation like that. That's very dangerous. So take your time, all right, and learn the process of what we call waking people up. Another allegory, and I'm gonna let you take it, sis, is the allegorical Jesus. When they spoke of waking up people from the dead, okay, it wasn't waking up the flesh, because once the flesh is gone, the flesh is gone. And I could solidify that by letting you know, ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Once the flesh is gone, there's no resurrecting the flesh. However, what the allegorical Jesus or Yahshua was doing was waking up the walking dead, those who were spiritually dead. That's how he was raising the dead. And that's what the allegory means. He was opening up the mind. Go ahead, sis, it's yours.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you know, I like what you said when you were saying, hey, people could lose their minds. And you know, all of us, most of us who are on this journey, who understand, who understand, because like I had a woman to say to me the other day, she said, you woke. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to awaken. You understand? I'm trying to, because if I was woke, I wouldn't be talking to you. I'd be on some other dimension. So I'm trying to awaken, but all of us have, you know, family members who are on this journey who don't want to hear it. Right. You can't, just like I told you, I mean, I can help people with, you know, taxes and this and that and that. I can't give that gift to my own family because they are not willing to pay attention. All right. So what you said here there is huge when you say, yeah, people can lose their minds. If they're not ready, then you have to find those who are ready.
Yeah, indeed.
And you know, we're gonna get this done. We're gonna get this done. Yeah. So you know, just make sure you do your part and just share it. Please understand all of this stuff we think about we have to do, and I'm gonna call it's masculine energy where I gotta go out here and I gotta do this, I gotta listen, share this knowledge and let people get this in their minds, because this is the real power right here, your mind.
Yeah.
You don't have to do as much work as you think you have to do. When you put that word out there and help people to understand what it is they need to do, I already told you, write you a scripture, write you a testament, write it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
You think you got to go out here and I got to go buy some guns and bullets and let me go, I got to go stock up, give me some wood so I can board up the door. Look, sit down and write something. The pen, the pen is mighty. I got a big pen too. I got 4 colors in this thing. It's mightier than the sword.
Yep. Indeed.
This thing will make the whole tank disappear because you're coming from my bigger. I got more colors in mine, brother. You put that down.
I got the light.
I got a light.
Mine got a light. You got that purple light.
You got me. Okay, so anyway, but the pen is mightier than the sword. All right. And so when you're using this and you're coming from your mind and you're going down to that paper, you're creating laws. We are gods and God create laws. All right. You got to understand, your mother is a god. When she put your vessel out, when she put your vessel down, she put down a set of laws. What's the laws in your vessel? It's called the DNA. It is a contract. The DNA is a contract. Your mother put down a law when she gave birth to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your mother's God. Now we're going to stand as gods in this dimension, and we're going to write. We're going to use this pen, which is mightier than the sword, and we're going to create a contract as we have our exit interview out of this dimension. That's what we're doing. Yeah. All right, brother. I'm done. You got any more questions over there?
Nah, nobody. Everybody's just vibing right now. You know what I'm saying? What we'll do is, before we conclude, like I said, we'll get on this whole Israelite thing another time. And no, the 144,000 are not Israelites. Okay, stop. All right, we're not gonna get into that. All right, but like I said, we'll get into that whole stuff on another topic, and we'll get into all that. All right, but this is pretty much about. We've been doing great so far, staying on topic. All right. Like I said, I think we have done a great job in we have accomplished what we set out to do.
Excellent build. Like, excellent build.
There are no more questions coming, so I think we definitely somebody sent a private message. Let me see if That was probably you that was saying
Yeah, I was like, let me in.
Oh yeah, okay, that was you, yeah. We probably
Hello.
got you back. Yeah.
But
But
listen,
anyway,
I want to tell you, brother.
go ahead.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you and I appreciate you. And I'm so honored that you allowed me to be on your platform. And everybody who is watching, I'm honored that you have given us this time to share this information with you. This is some serious esoteric information. Share it with somebody else. If you know, a lot of people, they'll say to me, well, why is it that we don't get this information? You know, why we don't know it? Well, you don't know it because you didn't share it when you was here the last time. If you want to make sure that you get it when you come back, make sure you share it now.
Yep.
So your mama can give it to you when you come back. What?
Yep.
To say, right. Share it now so that your mama can give it to you when you come back.
Yeah.
You got a contract with your mama right now. Coming out of here, you're gonna see it when you come back. So make sure you share it. If you got this information, share it.
Yeah.
So that it can be here, be there for you when you come back. All right.
Indeed,
now, I ain't leaving because I'm going to another dimension, but you know,
right, no doubt.
And coming back. Share.
And once again, you know what I mean? We have these three words right here. We got you, our, and your. All right. So this is our platform.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me to our platform and allowing me to be here on our platform. That's right. Now, yeah. Go get our money too. Is our money? I was just wondering. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But thank you, brother. I appreciate everything.
No doubt, man. Thank you, sis. I really appreciate the time that you took to really come drop this information. You know what I'm saying, to our brothers and sisters, and in the atmosphere that's out here being promoted right now. That's what we actually need. You know what I'm saying? We need people to be calm. You know, stop feeding into everything else and know that you create your reality. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we are at with it. We create our reality, and we just have to know that we are the ones that are actually in control. All right, nobody else but us. So with that being said, I love you as well, and thank you so much. I don't know if you have anything in closing that you want to say. Give them your information again, how they can find you real quick.
Diva, you can hit me on Facebook, Diva, Divaa space Lyri, or you can find me on Facebook, no, YouTube, Diva, Diva space Lyri. And you can, go there. It's a little bit difficult to find on YouTube. You're gonna have to search, but you can find it on there. But if you can't, go to my page on Facebook, and you can find one of my YouTube videos, and it'll take you to the link where all my other videos, because I have videos on all kind of stuff from law to spirituality to, you know, getting your credit clean and what's going on with the birth certificate, all of that. So go there and check that out. And I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And let's do this. Thank you for our platform.
No doubt.
Thank you all. We got a lot of work.
All right, family. So y'all already know where to find me. I'm here. This is not our first build. It definitely wouldn't be the last. We're going to keep it coming, man. Enjoy the rest of your continuation. We are living in a beautiful time. Let us manifest life. And that's all there is. All right. Love, respect, harmony, and light. Let's make this thing happen. Peace, and we out.
Diva. Right. Bye-bye.
All right.
It's off.